It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charles. This is Hero Wars Central. And if this is your first time joining us, I do videos about Hero Wars, both the Facebook and mobile version. And today I want to talk about the Gift of the Valkyries event. This is the artifact event. And I've done a video about this in the past, but I want to expand upon it a little bit since there's been a couple of questions posed to me in the last day or two about this event. So first of all, the Gift of the Valkyries. The graceful Valkyries believe that justice must prevail, seeking to return the Empire to its former glory. They revived the fine art of artifacts from nothing so that the epic legends of the great heroes of the Dominion would never be forgotten, not even in thousands of years. So this event is all about essences, scrolls, and metal. And these items are for your hero's artifacts. So just to kind of check it out here. Oops, that one's already maxed out. That's not going to work. So you need essences to upgrade your hero's artifact weapon. You need scrolls to upgrade your hero's book. And then for the ring, you need metal. Kind of makes sense. Metal for rings, scrolls for books, and then essence for whatever weapon you've got here. And as you can see, I've got orange, purple, blue, green, and then gray. And I didn't do this intentionally. This is just how the game lines them up. Back to the event. Here we go. First of all, let's talk about the different quest tabs. First is Welcome Guest. This is just logging in. Anybody can do this. You don't need to spend any money. This is completely free to play. Honorable Mention. This is awarding those players that choose to spend money on this game. I have spent money on this game. I'm more than VIP 5, so I get all of these. And you can see you get Chaos Cores and Artifact Coins. Both of these use Artifact Coins to purchase items from the Artifact vendor. And you use Chaos Cores to promote or evolve, I should say, evolve your artifacts star level. So from 1 to 6, just like your hero levels. Business Mindset, spend emeralds. This is a pay-to-win version, or a pay-to-win quest in this event, and you can see you need to spend 65,000 emeralds in order to get the top quest for this event of 35,000 coins and 50 chaos cores. Holy jumping! Valkyrie's ally is do expeditions, and the expeditions are this tab right here. So I've cleared all of them for the day, aside from this last one that's going on. And just a quick aside, this event is available occasionally for both Facebook and mobile. So this kind of pertains to both of you, both platforms. So that's Valkyrie's ally. And this is a 3-day event. So getting 18 expeditions in might be difficult unless you're very, very quick or you have them all unlocked, or really pay attention throughout the day. So be mindful of that. Otherwise, this should be relatively easy to do. Up in arms, open artifact chest. And this is 12 artifact chests. That is these guys right here, right? You go in here and you need artifact keys to open these up to get the different rewards. So that should be pretty easy to get for free-to-play players as well. So good luck with that. That's up in arms. Team morale, gather soul stones. And this is just collecting soul stones from any source, getting them in a treasure chest, getting them from the campaign, getting them from the merchant. Any way you can get a soul stone for a hero, not a titan, for a hero, this is where you can get them from. And 70 essences for your artifact weapon. I guess I should check that back on this. And this alternates between metal, scroll, and essence. Valkyrie's ally is just all artifact coins. Yeah. And then Ancient Findings, opening chests in Outland. Now, this is going to be a difficult one. You're going to be able to get a handful of these for a free-to-play player, but to me and to a lot of players, the best use of emeralds is opening chests in Outland. And the reason for that, I've touched on in previous videos, but the reasons for that is because there's no other thing in this game that requires more of a resource than your hero's skins. And you need, you get hero skins from the Outland chests. You can see you get them, either agility or outline coins. So the best use, in my opinion, of emeralds is by opening a handful of chests each day. All right, so personally, I open up 2 90 emerald chests, and then you get a free one. On mobile, it's 3 before you get a free one. So that's where I spend my emeralds every day if I'm going to spend emeralds. And that's where I got the bulk of these open chests in Outland, as well as the spending emeralds was on that. Okay, and then finally is going forward, which is spending energy. And this is all straight metal for your rings, right? And if you spend 13,000 energy, you get 70 artifact chests. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and accept a bunch of these. Just go ahead and collect them all. And I'll do an unboxing of sorts after I do this. So the point is you wanna invest these artifact components, the scrolls, the essences, and the metal, into heroes that you plan on leveling. And what artifact you focus on is going to be different for each hero. It's going to be different based on the focus of each hero, and I'll talk about that in just a second after I grab all of these. So just to kind of show you, I'm going to go over here to the inventory, to the consumables tab here, and then show you here they are. And I'm only going to open up one of these just to kind of show you. So first of all, I choose how many I want to open. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can see that I can choose what color of essence that I get. And if I choose orange, I get 2. And if I choose gray, I get 12. Simple as that. So if I ordered 10 treasure chests, it would be 10 times 4 for blue, or 10 times 2 for orange. And which one of these you get is based on, basically the the color of the item that you need. So let's take a look at the artifacts tab here. So in my last video, in my Team Bob video, I kind of went over my top handful of heroes, and so just to kind of expand upon that, I think Astaroth is probably the top 3 heroes in the game. I think Martha is probably also a top 3 hero, and I've chosen to kind of get these 2 guys capped out. And you can see that I have his artifact weapon, Absolute Starred, and at level 100. So whenever you're leveling up a hero, let's say you're starting from nothing. You just started this game, and you're like, this artifact system is crazy. What do I do? There's so much stuff. There's do I unlock this? Do I summon the ring? Like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So one of the biggest determining factors of building a team in Hero Wars is how well they work with each other, right? So, for example, you take a look at Astaroth's artifact weapon here, and for those of you that don't know, whenever your hero uses their activated ability or their gray ability or their first ability, in Astaroth's case, it's a shield for his entire team. Whenever he uses that ability, the artifact in the top slot here activates as well. So in this instance, whenever Astaroth activates his gray ability, he gives 32,000 armor to everyone in his team for 9 seconds. Okay, so with one exception, this is the case for everyone. 9 seconds, your hero provides a buff. So if I look at Kark, whenever I use Kark's ability, he gives, because I don't have this all the way leveled up, he gives 3961 physical attack for everyone on the team for 9 seconds. So you would want to pair Kark with a bunch of damage dealers, because whenever his ability goes off, it increases the physical attack of everybody on the team. And that's how you build teams that work well together. That's kind of team building 101 or 102 there for you. So the first thing that I would want to do for a new hero, let's just jump on who's somebody that I want to level in the future. Let's talk about Heidi. I like Heidi a lot, and I'm planning on doing some stuff with Heidi in the future. So looking at Heidi's artifact ability here, you can see activation chance 30% and dodge 16. So as you level this up, both stars and level, the dodge chance will go up and the activation chance will go up. So the first thing that I would recommend anybody do when they're leveling up a new hero is get this first ability to 3 stars, and I'll show you why. So remember those artifact coins from earlier that I was talking about? You can click on this item, and you can see in order to evolve this ability, this item, you need to get more of these mean Koba items. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go into the merchant, and I'm going to use those artifact coins to buy up. So now I have 3 of 3. Okay. Now, if I hover over this, you can see right in this area, you can see that the activation chance goes from 30 to 30, and the dodge goes +2 per level. So this is interesting. So if I level this up, you can see right here +5, but this actually exponentially adds to it. So this becomes +7, which I'll show you in just a second. So let's go ahead and evolve this. Okay, maybe I was wrong. It's still just +5. So it adds 2, and it adds a little bit of percent chance. So it added 30 plus 30. Now you have a 60% chance. And It's very important that you upgrade this guy one more time, and I'll show you why in just a second. Let's go ahead and go into Merchant and buy 6 of those. And this is a waste because I'm not going to use Heidi for a long time, but for the purposes of this video, I thought it would be, worth explaining. So now, whenever I evolve this, you can see it's 60 plus 40% there, right? So now, 100% of the time, whenever Heidi activates her ability, the entire team gets 19 dodge. So again, a 1-star ability is a 30% chance to give your whole team physical attack, or whatever stat that this boosts. And then a 3-star gives 100%. Now, 3-star is the cutoff point before you really want to crank up the investment for this particular hero. So, for example, what I mean by that statement in particular. So, whenever I first got Satori, or whenever I first, started using, what's a good example? Whenever I first started using Celeste in my teams, Celeste is a bad example. Let's just use Jorgen. I'm going to eventually dump a ton of resources into Jorgen, getting him maxed out. But first and foremost, I needed to get his artifacts up to 100%, his main artifact up to 100%. So whenever his ability went off, every time he would get that stat. If I was taking a Jorgen into battle that only had, where's my Heidi here? Well, Heidi's a bad example because I already leveled her up. If I took Jorgen into battle that only had a 60% chance of activating his ability, my team would have a random chance to not be as affected. Whereas, if you get that to 3-star, it's a 100% chance. So that was a pretty long rant, but I think that's one of the most important things to do whenever you're leveling up an artifact, is getting that artifact weapon, that first item, to 3 stars. Now, beyond that, you want to only use the artifact components on heroes that you plan to level and plan to play long term. Don't do 10 heroes or 15 heroes because you'll never get them to orange. You'll never get there. So what I did in particular is I focused on Astaroth to get him to 100. And the way it works is, as you level from gray up to green items, to blue items, to purple, and to orange. Once I graduated my Astaroth to orange, then all of my purple items or violet items I could put towards my Martha. So once I level up my Kark items here, all of these items from blue to violet. Once I level these up from blue to violet, I'll start focusing all of the blue items that I have on Nebula. Once I get Nebula, because right now I'm dumping all of my green items I get onto Nebula. She'll eventually level these all up to blue tier items, and then I can use the blue tier items on Nebula. I'll get, Kark to violet and then to orange. And then once Nebula gets to blue, I'll use all the blue items on him. And then once Kark gets to orange, I'll continue to level him up to get level 100. And then you see, it's kind of hard to explain like this, but basically when I'm done using blue items for Kark, then I'll dump all those blue items onto Nebula. And when I'm done using green items for Nebula, I'll dump them all onto my Jorgen or my Faceless, and all the way down, trickling all the way down until I eventually get them all one by one leveling up. I'll have one hero in orange, which I'm not quite there in my Martha. I'll have one hero in violet, one hero in blue, and then one hero in green. And I've kind of broken my own rules here just because I kind of wanted to get a handful of stats going on a couple of my other guys. But that is how you decide what to use these items on, these consumables, these artifact essence chest, artifact scroll chest, and artifact metal chest, is which of these heroes am I trying to, which of these heroes am I trying to get to the next color tier the fastest? So in this instance, I'll probably use violet items until I can get Martha to orange. And then as soon as I get Martha up to orange, I'll dump all of the rest of the chests into blue, and then violet, and then orange to get Kark and Martha up to orange. And then I'll start working on these other guys. And that's kind of how you do it. That's kind of how you do it. Now, one more thing I want to mention, and this is probably something for an entirely new video, is choosing what artifacts to level for each hero. So, for example, Astaroth here has a strength ring. His main stat is strength, therefore his ring is strength. Strength doesn't help out Astaroth that much. It does. It adds to his health, but strength for Cleaver adds armor and health. quite a bit, and a lot of Cleaver's ability is based on physical attack, whereas a lot of Astaroth's abilities is based on magic attack. So you see what I mean here? His ring is good for health, but not for the grand scheme of Astaroth as a whole, because a lot of his abilities, a lot of his tanking abilities is based on magic attack. So in his case, I focused a lot more on the leveling up the book, giving him armor and magic defense than I did the Scythe. It just worked out that I got Scythe stuff faster, or Scythe of Redemption stuff faster. So that's why I leveled him up. So in this instance, it's more important to level up the book. And in the case of Kark, for example, physical attack overall is good, but his book provides armor penetration and physical attack. So I felt that this was a little bit more important. For, let's say, Satori, same deal, magic penetration. Penetration is good to have on your damage dealer, so I wanted to focus on this more than the other ones whenever I have extra stuff to dump in there. So whenever I'm trying to decide, if I had multiple heroes in Violet, and I was trying to decide which, where to put my Violet Scrolls, I'd put my Violet Scrolls on Satori, and I'd put my Violet Metal on Cleaver once I get to, Violet on this tier. And that's just an example. And I'd like to do a whole other video based on, artifacts and how all this works a little bit more in depth. But I think for now, this is probably good enough. I think this is one of the better events that is put on. I think it's one of the most helpful events for both new players as well as very experienced players, because there is 46 heroes in the game and it takes a lot of materials to rank up all of these artifacts. This is a very good event to have. The Titan Soulstone event, I've almost absolute starred all of my Titans. So that, I'm not even that high. I'm not even at end game. That event, if it comes around again, I'll have absolute star all my Titans, and most of that event will be wasted for me. And, I'll enjoy it. I'll have fun with it, but it's not like this event or the Skinstone event, which is, also really good. With that being said, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for sitting through this artifact / Gift of the Valkyries event walkthrough. And if you thought this was a good video, very helpful or not, please give me a like or dislike. Please consider leaving a comment down below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. All of those things, liking, commenting, and subscribing, help me a ton. So I want to, please do that. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off here. Thanks a lot, guys. Next video is probably going to be a video about Kira, since that's the event that's happening right now on mobile. But I'm not sure. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen next? But thanks a lot. I'm Charles with Hero Wars Central. I will see you all next time.